Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to my today's online lecture. I am here Murad Chaudhary, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka.
Chapter 5, Section 1. This section name is Farm and Farming, and this is the second lecture of this section. Uh, First lecture, we talk about the concepts of farming, and then classification of farm, then the activities or functions of a daily activities of a farm. Today, of this lecture, you will able to understand the concepts of farm management, then plans for setting up field and horticulture crop farms, then crop calendar, crop rotation, and cropping pattern. This is very important. First of all, we have to understand the concepts of farm management. That means, what is farm management? Basically, when you do the commercial farm, that time we are doing for earning profit. So that is why if we do not manage the farm properly, like scientifically we can say, so we will not able to get the expected profit. That is why we have to do the farm management. Here you can say farm management means the management of all activities of the farm, production and marketing of the goods in earning profit. Different parts of the farm are interrelated with each other. Generally, subsistence farms are integrated farms composed of houses, ponds, birds, agroforest, and agriculture farm. That means instead of subsistence farm like mixed farm, commercial, all farm, state farm, all farm is the main objective is to earning the profit. So we have to manage the farm first if we want the expected production or expectant profit. Now I will discuss one important topic, which is the plans for setting up field and horticulture crop farms. That means if we want to establish or set up a field or horticulture crop farm, then we have to think about it, about these points first. Then we have to go for the farms. First of all, we have to collect the capital. And like for small farms, so we need a small collection. For our large farm, we have to need large collection. Volume of the farm. Before we start a farm, we have to understand, or we have to think about that what will be the volume of a farm, and it definitely is depends on the capital. Then site selection. The site should be the place should be proper ventilation or airy, sunlight, free from flood, highland, and near the communication of the farm is very good with the local people or the local community. Electricity, availability of electricity, ingredients, labor, electricity, etc. Then climate. That means if you do want to do field crop or horticulture crop, we have to think about the climate regarding the crops. Then soil type as well, we have to think about the soil, like if the soil is loamy, sandy, proper organic matter, and that is not fertile or not, that type of criteria. Land collection. And then we have to think about the land. You can if you the land is owned, then that will be good. Otherwise, you have to think about to take the lease or take the rented land, this type of things. Then we have to think about the design of a farm as well, like it is permanent or temporary. If it is permanent temporary, then we have to build the office, then storeroom, then harvesting place as preservation place will be temporary basis. Or it is permanent, then we have to build the permanent infrastructure. Like next point is build infrastructure of farm. That means if it is permanent, then you have to make it permanently, like a brick wall, brick, use brick, cement, etc. Or it is temporary, then we can use aluminum, tin, bamboo, wood, etc. Security management, yeah, this is very important for any type of farm. we have to make sure this one electricity is necessary for irrigation purposes, for provide electric power in the house, tractor, everything. Crop rotation and cropping pattern, these two will be I will discuss end of this later on this lecture. This one is think about that before you start a farm. Next one is crop calendar. Crop calendar as well I will discuss later on. Crop calendar is the you have to think about this one as well. Transport management, if the farm is far from the locality, then your crop will be not go to the customer or to the consumer very easily. That is why transport system, that means the roads, the transport facilities will be available in this area or not. You have to think about that first. Ingredients availability, like for fertilizer, pesticide, if it is not in even seed, it then and other materials, if it is that is not available near the farm, then the farm activities will not continue smoothly. Labor availability as well, if there is no labor near the farm, then who will work the activities in the farm. Then machine availability as well, like tractor, country plow, or this type of machine will be have to available near the farm. Then irrigation and drainage management, proper irrigation and drainage is, need to be a planned before start a field crop or horticulture crop farm. Then disease management, disease as well, disease management, and before you have to plan for that, if the disease attack, then what we should do. If this is not which insecticide or which pesticide we should to apply. Then crop collection, when the time of crop collection, that time, and that time the labor, the machine is available or not, and the plan for that one, we have to think about that and do the plan as well before starting a farm. Then crop preservation and marketing, after collecting the crop, we have to preserve the crop in the area, and even the marketing of the or marketing the crop to the locality, that should be planned for before or start a farm. So these points, these 20 points is very very important to establish a field crop or horticultural farm. Before the farm is started, you have to think about this one and plan for this type of points. And this is very very important for your CQ creative questions. Like it, you can get this type of question for 4 marks or 3 marks as well. Now, crop calendar. What is crop calendar? Crop calendar is like a calendar where you can find all the information regarding crop cultivation. Like the crop calendar is a tool that provides timely information about sowing seeds, raising and transplanting seedlings to promote crop production in certain area. In our country, some people are in our country, farmer are not very illiterate. So farmers are not very educated. Their maximum time is they are illiterate. That is why if we provide some information through the picture, then they can understand very easily. That is the crop calendar for. So where the crop calendar, you can get all type of information regarding any type of crop cultivation. It might be different types, like graphical, pictorial, then and like a calendar, this type of things. If you have a look, this is an example of a very simple crop calendar. Like here you can observe, this is the month name, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And this is the crop name, like sugarcane, oilseed, mustard, then jute, rice, betel leaf, etc. If a, and you can observe some color here, like the sky color is indicate the sowing time of that crop. Then green color is the cultivation method in between that time, and yellow color is harvesting time. For instance, if you have a look the jute, or you can have a look the wheat in January is sky color. That means this is the time for jute wheat seed sowing. And February March, this too is the time of cultivation, like growing the plant, pesticide application, irrigation application, this type of things. And next one is, this is a yellow color in April month. This is harvesting time. So you can have a idea regarding the crop cultivation from this calendar. And even, and you can get pictorial as well, where you can find all type of information with the picture. So this is all about the crop calendar. So why you need the crop calendar? That means the advantages or importance of crop calendar. That means it contains information on planting, sowing, and harvesting periods of locally adapted crops in specific agroecological zone. And this calendar are prepared for specific area or a specific district or a specific zone as well. It also provides information on the sowing rates of seed and planting materials and the main agriculture practices. Even this tool supports farmers and agriculture extension workers across the country as well as of the world in taking appropriate decision on crops and their sowing period, respective the agroecological dimension. Even it also provides a solid base of emergency planning of the rehabilitation of farmer system after disasters. A crop calendar helps wholesaler, retailers, exports of fruits and vegetables to get information of sowing and harvesting time of desired goods to run the business smoothly. If we have a look the picture again, I give the explanation regarding wheat. Like, so if you have a look this picture, you can understand after month of April the wheat will be harvested. That means after month of April the wheat will be available in the market. So you can do this type of scenario from a crop calendar. Like if you have a look the jute, if you have a look jute, you can time of sowing is April. Then May and June is the time of cultivation, like irrigation practices, other practices, pesticide, everything. And July is the time of getting the harvest of jute. So easily you can understand the when you can get the jute in the market. So this is the all about the crop calendar. Next one is cropping pattern. What is cropping pattern? Cropping patterns means plan the crop cultivation in a year, or in a year, that is called cropping pattern. That means in a year there will be three crop season, which is Rabi season, Kharif 1 and Kharif 2. Rabi season means winter crops, Kharif 1 means summer crops, and Kharif 2 means rainy season. So in these three crops, when in a year these three crops plant, which crop is cultivated and which time, that is called the cropping pattern. Like I said, cropping pattern is a plan to cultivate crops on a land in phase for 1 year. That means in a specific land in a year, which crop is cultivated in three cropping season, that is called cropping pattern. This is very very important for your CQ as well. If this is the example of cropping pattern, you can understand very easily. Like I told you, Rabi is winter crops. In these crops you can cultivate, in this season you can cultivate wheat, wild seed crop, past crops or vegetable. Even Kharif 1, that means summer season, you can cultivate it aoush, jute, summer tomatoes, summer onion, doincha. And Kharif 2, that means rainy season, you can cultivate it tea almond, that means transplant almond. So what will be the cropping pattern of this land in a year, which is wheat, aoush and tea almond? That means in a year, we know in a year is 12 months. That means each season, cropping season is 4 months. That means Rabi 1 you can cultivate wheat, Kharif 1 you can cultivate it aoush, and Kharif 2 you can cultivate a tea amount. So this is called the cropping pattern for 1 year for specific land. So what will be the advantages of cropping pattern? That means no tension all the year for cultivation, because we already plan for that. And then how we know how many crop can be cultivated in each land. We can understand that. Then agriculture machine can collect previously. The land cannot be fallow, easy to make, take preparation like capital collection, labor collection, increase and preserve soil fertility, cultivate crop in time, labor can work all the year round, so easy to do mixed crops and intercrops as well. So that means we can understand that cropping pattern means cultivated crop in a land in a year, or its plan is called cropping pattern. Now is crop rotation. Crop rotation is same like crop pattern, and that is for couple of years, and that means which crop cultivated in the year, in which crop cultivated in a year in which season, that is called crop rotation. And this is for 2 to 4 at least 2 3 years. We know that crop pink pattern for 1 year and crop rotation for 2 to 4 years. This is the difference, main difference between crop rotation and cropping pattern. So what will be the definition of crop rotation? The plan to cultivate different crops every year without cultivating the same crop every year on any land is called crop rotation. And the other thing is, do not cultivate same crop in same land in the year, that is called, that is the other important points of crop rotation. So that means cropping pattern is for 1 year in a land, piece of land, and that means in 3 season even, and crop rotation is for couple of years, and every year you do not cultivate same crop in the year, that is called cropping rotation, crop rotation. So if you have a look, this is the crop rotation. First year you can cultivate barley. Second year you can cultivate wheat in same land. Third year you can cultivate potato, and fourth year you can cultivate barley. That means in a piece of land, I told you for a couple of years, this is 4 years, and not same crops can cultivated in the same land. This is called the crop rotation. So what will be the advantage of crop rotation? It ensures huge diversification of crops. Soil health management become possible because not all same crops cultivated in the land. That is why soil fertility will be increases. It can help adding sufficient nitrogen to the soil. Crop rotation can preserve the fertility of soil. A balance of nutrient is maintained. Wheat infestation become lower, pest and disease infestation become lower, because we do not cultivate same crop in the same land in every year. Water loss is minimized, yield is increased, and at least cattle feeds become available. So this is the important of your CQ as well. This is the example, like one first year we can cultivate a jute in Kharif 1 season, transplant amount in Kharif 2 season, and vegetable in Rabi season. I told you Rabi season is winter, Kharif 1 is summer, and Kharif 2 is rainy season. Then second year we can cultivate Aush in Kharif 1 season, transplant amount Kharif 2 season, pulse in Rabi season. Then third year we can cultivate Doincha in Kharif 1, which is a green manure, transplant amount Kharif 2, and wheat in Rabi season. So each one as a cropping pattern. Like first year, which you see here, this is one cropping pattern. Second year, this is another cropping pattern, and third year, this is another cropping pattern. So three cropping pattern made as a crop rotation. Couple of cropping patterns made the make the crop rotation. So this is the example of crop rotation. Now the basic comparison between cropping pattern and crop rotation. First of all, we know that cropping pattern for 1 year and crop rotation for 2 to 4 years. Let's have a look. Definition: cropping pattern is a plan to cultivate crops on a land in phases for 1 year. And crop rotation, the plan to cultivate different crops every year without cultivating the same crop every year on any land is called crop rotation. That means cropping pattern, single land, 1 year, different crop. This one as well, single land, different crop, but couple of year. Plan time, plan for 1 year, and this one plan for 2 to 4 years at least. No need to divide the land in a plot, but here need to divide the land according to the year, like this is first year, this is second year, this is third year, like as here. Some crop pattern make one cropping rotation. I told you some cropping pattern make crop rotation, and more cropping pattern present in a crop rotation. That means crop rotation for 3 years, 1 year each is a crop rotation. It is seasonal based, and this one is seasonal and yearly as well. This is effect by weather, and this one is effect by climate. And this one is can be changed in every year, but this one change after 2 to 4 years. If you plan for 3 years, then it can be changed after 3 years. If you plan for 2 years, then it can be changed after 2 years. And this is the example of cropping pattern like wheat, aoush, and transplant one. And this one here for first year jute, tiamon, vegetable. Second year aoush, tiamon, and pulse. And third year is doincha, tiamon, and wheat. So this one is very important for your creative and MCQ as well. So this is all about the section of farm and farm management. So you can get this type of MCQ question like what is the example of cropping pattern like wheat, aoush, and tiamon. You have to memorize this one, this type of MCQ from this section. Even for creative question, explain the difference between crop rotation and cropping pattern for 2 months. This type of creative question.
Dear students, for watching today's online lecture. If you got any problem, contact your subject teacher. They must help you. Thank you very much.